Today, our new show 14 is about to bring you a courtroom showdown as the star prosecutor Huang enters the scene, revving up the jury's emotions. This prosecutor has a nearly flawless career, but here's the good news. The court has approved public participation in the trial, and the highly anticipated Xiaolu case is about. Prosecutor Huang begins outlining the incident, featuring a couple just fresh off a breakup, 3 years of love gone poof. They even took a law exam. Unfortunately, the plaintiff flunked the exam while the defendant aced it, leading to a serious case of heartbreak. The plaintiff initiated a breakup and attempted to erase their precious memories, causing the defendant to get angry and resort to a little tough love. Unfortunately, the plaintiff banged their head on the platform. Well, they were saved. It wasn't a pretty sight, but here's the silver lining. Huang quickly raised an objection, ready to uncover the real story behind the case. It seems the plaintiff tried to blackmail the defendant with a secretly filmed tape to get false testimony. Talk about twisted. During the spat, the defendant said, "Let's not continue this," but accidentally gave the plaintiff a little shove. So, he claimed self-defense and decided to plead not guilty. The judge called for a brief recess in the trial. The court needed some time to verify both sides' statements, and right then, Lu Yuyuan walked into the restroom and bumped into Lai Manhao. Lu Yuyuan greeted him, but unexpectedly, Lai Manhao snapped, pinning him against the wall. At that moment, Old Yang burst in, shouting for Lai Manhao to go harder, snapping pics like a paparazzi, and ended up taking a few kicks himself. Suddenly, a Jun rushed in, causing Lai Manhao to flee in a panic, while a Jun gave chase, and Lu Yuyuan tidied up his outfit. Lu Yuyuan claimed that Old Yang was inciting chaos but didn't get an answer, just curious about how he got mixed up with a lunatic. "Did you do something scandalous?" Lu Yuyuan quipped, leaving the restroom in a huff. A Jun caught up with Lai Manhao, pulling out a shoe insole like a detective comparing notes, recalling how Old Yang gave him the evidence days ago. To his surprise, Lai Manhao's shoe matched the insole at the crime scene. A Jun wielded a pen like a sword, asking, "Do you recognize this?" Lai Manhao turned to flee, but a Jun reminded him, "We'll meet again." Back in court, Old Yang submitted Yaz's injury assessment report. He lifted his shirt, showcasing his recently acquired red badge from Lai Manhao, asking the doctor which injury was worse. The doctor replied that Yaz's injury was indeed more serious. Old Yang nodded and turned to the jury, lamenting his own suffering. "Yaz's injury is way worse than this," Lu Yuyuan said, exuding a look of despair after waiting there all day. "This proves how ruthless the plaintiff is." Old Yang was interrupted by Prosecutor Huang. The judge ruled the objection valid, telling Old Yang to avoid leading statements. Old Yang called up the second witness. The reenactment doctor testified that while examining Yai's, he found signs of assault, but both the defendant and plaintiff claimed to be just friends, so he didn't report it. The judge encountered that young couples seeking thrills might also cause similar injury. The defendant previously admitted that the tape was filmed with his consent. Old Yang jumped on that point. Old Yang launched a video to counter, showcasing the defendant's immediate reaction that night. The defendant freaked out and fainted upon seeing the video, which led Old Yang to question who reacts like this to a familiar video. He then called up the third witness. A Jun said he didn't expect things to go south and let people see. Before a Jun could finish, he only interjected, pointing out the witness only approached after seeing the defendant faint. The defendant's phone had dropped, so how would the witness see the secretly filmed video? The Jun explained it was later relayed to him by the defendant in the hospital. Huang warned the jury that besides the defendant, no one could confirm he was watching the hidden video. As it related to the witness' credibility, Huang schooled the Jun, saying that as a law student, if uncertain, he shouldn't testify. Without waiting for a Jun's rebuttal, Huang showed phone records of the lawyer's meeting text 10 minutes before Xiaolu's injury. Old Yang objected, but Huang shot back. "A single professor texting a female student late at night, doesn't that raise eyebrows?" Old Yang realized he was up against a formidable opponent, but the tables turned swiftly. Shanghai analyzed the software and found Yaz's video watching times matched the surveillance footage. This indirectly proved that Yaz had indeed seen the hidden video at that time. Talk about a plot twist. Yet things didn't get better. Suddenly, the courtroom doors burst open as people dragged in Xiaolu, and Lu Jian urged Yaz to check out what her boyfriend looked like now. "Check out how bad he looks." Then he told the judge that if what Old Yang said was true, the plaintiff never reported this. Does that even make sense? Before the judge could respond, Yaz bolted for the door, prompting a loud warning that fleeing now would be to her detriment. Xiaolu started his own dramatic performance, calling for a stop in a very emotional tone. He addressed the prosecutor and the jury, saying he wanted to withdraw all charges against Yaz, claiming his breakup was the root of it all. "It's all my fault," Xiaolu said, intending to delete the video, but things went wrong. "Not anyone else's fault." After Xiaolu was led away, Yaz emotionally expressed to Professor Jin that he truly didn't want to continue with the lawsuit any further. "Honestly, please just let me stop. I beg of you." The judge informed the jury that the case was a prosecution by a public prosecutor's office, and while the victim could express understanding, they couldn't withdraw the case. So the trial must go on, and Old Yang slowly stood up, stating he could no longer defend the defendant. Meanwhile, the judge was feeling a headache coming on, reminding Old Yang this was court, mind your language. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe, like, and ring the bell.